So when I first saw the trailer for this film, I was more intrigued than excited. I love Regina Hall, I love Sterling K. Brown, and I really liked the overall premise that they were standing. Plus, you add a little bit of a mockumentary style. I'm all in. So the film chronicles the aftermath of Lee Curtis Child's sexual misconducts. They come to light, and Trinity Childs, who helps her husband not only rebuild their congregation, but also rebuild their relationship at the same time, because there is a lot of tension between these two. Lee Curtis is the most unlikable pastor husband that you can possibly see on screen or possibly have. I think Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall are powerhouses in this film. I thought they played off of each other, and this is the best that I've seen Regina Hall since Girls Trip. So seeing all that come to light was really interesting and a lot of fun to see. Their dynamics was great. Lee Curtis Childs is the most unlikable husband that you can possibly have. He is trying to make his wife do the most uncomfortable things that you can possibly do as a husband. He doesn't like the hats that she's wearing. He doesn't like the way that he's promoting this business by putting up a sign and getting honks so that he's able to get that attention so he can be on that limelight. And even though there are a lot of moments of tension in this film because you think you know how the film is going to play out, but it goes off in a different direction, I thought that was handled well. The film is directed by Adama Ebo, and I thought she did a really fantastic job of not only giving us some great dialogues, but I think the way the film was handled with its mockumentary type of style, that actually enhanced it just a little bit more, because just like the camera crew in this film, we are the fly on the wall seeing this progression go. And even though this film dealt with a heavy hand of heaviness and comedic moments, she knows when to sprinkle in some great comedic moments in this film, and even though some of the jokes didn't land as much for me, I thought it was handled the best way that it possibly could have been handled. And I thought for the most part, even though there were a lot of tension moments, and there is one confrontation between Lee Childs and somebody else that really had me gripping at the edge of my seat. That was so well done and so tense that I was thinking it was going to end one way and it ended another way. And even though this film kind of does end abruptly, I was not a fan of the ending. I was not a fan of the way that it ended. I really had a good time, and I did not come out loving it as much as I thought I was going to love it, but I came out having a good time. I think the performances in this film are great. The side characters in this film played by Nicole Bear and confidants in this film, they play the Sumters, who are the Child's rivals. The Sumters are trying to open up the church at the same time as the Childs, and so you got that little rivalry going on at the same time, but they're not used in this film all too much. They're sprinkled in whenever they are used, and whenever they are used to their full advantage. So whenever it gets a little bit heavy, then they sprinkle a bit of comedy in there, but it's not overly distracting. So they get sprinkled in there very well throughout the entire film, and they have a very small window, so they're not the big guy going after the small kids. So it was a really nice banter that they had whenever they were on screen. But even though this film is very heavy-handed with its tone, with its message, and it isn't beaten over your head like a baseball bat, I thought it was fine for what it was. And like I said, it's not one that I came out loving. It's one that I came out enjoying a little bit more than some people might not be overly enthusiastic, because I'm not seeing a lot of talk for this film, rightfully so, but I think this is a film that isn't one that you have to rush out and see. It's one that you can just sit back on your couch and check out, because for the most part, it does feel like a film that is dumped on streaming services, which it is. It's going to be dropping on Peacock, so I think if you just sit back and relax and watch this film, I think you're going to have a good time with this film. It's funny when it needs to be, and it's dramatic and heavy-handed when it needs to be, and that is the best praise that I can give this film, because even though I did not come out loving this film, it is a film that I think you will have fun if you just check it out on Peacock. But what are your thoughts on Honk for Jesus? When you check it out, go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what your thoughts are on this film. Are you excited for this film? Are you not really that enthusiastic about checking this film out? Go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more reviews. Click that bell notification so you get notified every single time the video pops up. And I'll see you guys soon.